ShredMentor Challenge of the Day number 33. This one tends to be particularly hard until you get really used to it. But we're going to be using what would have been a sequence of thirds, that is over two notes and back one, over two notes and back one, but with what would have been otherwise a sweep arpeggio shape, but there will be no sweeping. It's simply the layout of the notes for the arpeggio. Anyway, here's how it goes. Okay, so what's going on here is I'm using something that I had to come up with my own fingerings for, because otherwise your fingers all get tied in a knot really quickly. All right, so what I'm basically doing though is I'm using a diminished arpeggio starting from the sixth of the minor scale. I'm in D harmonic minor this time. Okay, I'm kind of using that shape, but I'm doing it kind of staggering the notes. So kind of like. And now I'm using a 7 arpeggio here. It's an A, 7. And I'm kind of finishing off with a sweep at the end of each one of these. All right, so altogether it's basically kind of what would have been I'm going to call it the sequence of thirds, because that's kind of what I know it as, and that's what it sort of is like. I'm kind of using that kind of thing like what I did in the previous, I think that was 2 challenges of the day ago, losing track a little bit. Basically, kind of using that sequence, but I'm applying it to notes that are further apart because they're in an arpeggio rather than just notes next to each other in a scale. So you end up getting some completely different fingerings that you have to come up with. So it's 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4. And then you just sweep back. And now we go to the pinky here. The neat thing about this one, I find this the easiest one. This is a minor arpeggio, and it's basically every other note lands. It gets followed up by the middle finger. So it's 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and now we go with the pinky for a sweep. Okay, here's where it's a little different, but basically it's just the ring finger a whole lot of times. The ring finger gets basically the second note out of every 2 notes. Okay, so altogether a little slower than in the beginning there. Anyway, you give it a try, and I'll see you again tomorrow.